Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Parks and Recreation meeting today for November 6th. The commission meeting will come to order. This evening, we have the girls from Carmenita Junior High School to do our Pledge of Allegiance. Everybody, please rise. One of the ladies, please go up.
Please put your right hand over your heart. Face the flag. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ladies, if you will step up one at a time and let us know your name.
My name's Priscilla Cibrian.
What grade are you in?
I'm in 7th grade.
Okay, thank you.
My name's Aaliyah Hamilton,
Grade,
7th grade.
okay.
My name is Maya Chavarria, and I'm in 7th grade.
Okay.
My name is Elsa Morales, and I'm in 7th grade. My name is Alea de los Santos, and I'm in 8th grade.
My name is Kylie Hernandez, and I'm in 8th grade.
My name is Brooklyn Myers, and I'm in the 8th grade.
My name is Carly Murguia, and I'm in 8th grade.
My name is Nisha Panchal, and I'm in 8th grade.
Thank you.
My name is Amy New, and I am in 7th grade.
My name's Sophia Aguilar, and I'm in 7th grade.
My name's Andrea Rodriguez, and I'm in 7th grade.
My name's Dana Reyes, and I'm in 7th grade.
Well, thank you, ladies, for coming. Oh, one more. You done?
My name is Makwa Uku, and I'm in 7th grade.
Thank you so much. Coach, would you like to tell us something about your team?
My name is Joe Frontino. I'm the coach, girls coach, and the boys coach at Carmenita Middle School. And these are the incredible Cougars of Carmenita. They were awesome this year, undefeated, scored 33 goals, only allowed 5. So
Great.
They had an incredible season. Commissioner De Leon knows about what we do over at Carmenita. Her daughter was one of our players previous couple of years, so she knows the the quality of player that we have at our school. So we thank you for this opportunity. Thank you, Rand. Thank
Well,
you.
thank you for
Commissioner.
bringing the girls.
You're
Thank you
welcome.
so much. Congratulations, girls.
Congratulations.
If you will step over to the side here, we'll take a picture. Come on, people.
This way. You go this way.
You guys can line up right here.
Here on the steps.
Right here.
Yeah. Good job. All the way down. Stay on the top shelf. Okay. Go down. Stay on the top.
Maybe go down one more.
Down more.
Yeah, for sure. Down one too.
Down one more.
Got some
Yeah.
top
All the way
there.
in the front.
Fill in behind and there we go.
Nice and tight.
Yeah, I can't see that. Oh my God, guys, look. Maybe go close there, yeah. I'll go on my Yeah, that's better.
Maybe right here.
Oh, okay, I'm good.
Dana right here. Can you
Yeah,
get in there?
windows.
Can you get in there?
Joe knows the drill.
Yeah, here. Okay.
Which one, this one?
Yeah, just if you can go between the two.
Can you go down one?
down.
Go down
Okay,
one
down
step.
one step. Okay.
Yeah,
Can we
that's
put one more in the
that's-
front? You want one more in the front?
No, I think that's good, except now, okay, there you go.
Okay.
We need a step ladder.
Yeah, I do. Ready? We're gonna take a couple. 1, 2, 3. Another one. 1, 2, 3. We'll go one more. 1, 2, 3. Great, thank you.
Parents, you can come.
Parents,
Come on down.
Come on down.
All the way down. Just gave you permission. I used to tell, right? I used to tell the parents, just come all the way down here.
Yeah, you all can come in.
I told them to come in.
well, ladies, thank you for coming. Congratulations. Thank you.
You lost a lot of days.
Congratulations, you guys. Great job.
The coaching.
Great job, ladies.
Great job. Congratulations.
Do you remember my daughter Lily?
Yeah.
I'm Lily's mom.
Oh my gosh, she's a great player.
I remember Lily. She's at Cerritos now.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember
I hope to see
she
some
made
of you
the
at
JV
Cerritos.
team. So,
Yeah, where you going?
I'm going to Valley Christian.
Oh, okay.
We're going to see that.
Awesome.
Then we'll see you over there.
If you see it running.
Great job, girls.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Wait, Carly.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you so much.
Where are you going? Are you going to Cerritos?
Did you see that we got what this What does he want now? The one in blue. Mm-hmm. We're on item 3. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Camargo,
Here.
Commissioner De Leon,
Here.
Commissioner Iglesias,
Here.
Vice Chair Patnaik,
Present.
Chair Prado.
Here.
Thank you.
Item 4, presentations. The next item is 4A. Mr. Patel, do we have a report on this item?
Thank you, Madam Chair. We actually do not have any presentations today.
None today? Okay, so we're on item 5, public comments. I would like to now open public comments for items that are not listed on the agenda. Verbal comments will be limited to 3 minutes per speaker. Are there any speakers today? Is it this one? Okay, that's number 7. Okay. So seeing none, Mr. Patel, did we receive any written correspondence?
Thank you, Madam Chair. We did not receive any written correspondence by the deadline.
Okay. So we are on item number 6, consent calendar. Do we have a motion to approve the minutes from the August 7th, 2025 meeting?
Second.
I so move.
I second.
Okay, that was 6A1. Now 6A2, do we have a motion to approve the minutes for September 4th, 2025?
I move.
I'll second.
Item number 7, new and old
Well, you
business.
have to go all in favor. Yeah, take the entire vote.
It's approved. Okay. Where's the vote?
Just do a verbal.
Okay.
Start with me.
Start with Alex.
Approved?
Approve.
Approve.
Approved.
Approved.
Great, the motion carries. Thank you.
Okay. Now, we are on 7A. The next item, Mr. Patel, do we have a report on this item?
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. Item 7A is the review and consideration of an informational review of the 2025 Cerritos Senior Center Health and Wellness Fair. Community Services Supervisor Jesse Zavala will be providing this report. Mr. Zavala?
Thank you, Mr. Patel. Chair Prado and members of the commission, this evening it is my pleasure to present on item 7A, review and consideration of an informational review of the 2025 Cerritos Senior Center Health and Wellness Fair. If I could please direct your attention to the screen. This Health and Wellness Fair was held on Friday, October 3rd, and it was held at the Cerritos Senior Center. Cerritos residents were able to enter at 8:30 a.m., and the general public was able to enter at 9 a.m. This year's theme was Improve Your Health for a Better Self. This event wouldn't be possible with our amazing staff and volunteers. We just would like to highlight Community Services Coordinator Melissa Pisano and Community Service Coordinator Melissa Pisano and Community Service Leader 4, Nick Rodriguez. They planned an amazing event that benefits our senior community. We received a total of 500 attendees. Out of those 500, 403 were residents, 97 were non-residents. The Health and Wellness Fair had a total of 65 vendors. We also received support from city departments and divisions. They provided up-to-date information from their respected areas. We had Recreation, Public Works, the Cerritos Library, and the Cerritos Center of the Performing Arts. And we also had Community Safety. We also had a total of 10 health screenings this year at our health fair. Some of the screenings were on sleep disorder, blood pressure, skin cancer, fall prevention, vision, artery, health questionnaire, and also on pulse, glucose, and liver ultrasound. We received assistance with traffic control from our Cerritos volunteers on patrol. We would like to thank Community Safety for their support with this. Check-in was held on the east side of the building. Volunteers and staff helped check our attendees in. After attendees were checking in, they were able to enjoy tea, coffee, protein bars, and fruit cups prior to entering the health fair. The refreshment area was available during the entire health fair. Some of the vendors included Athens Services, Human Services Association, Kaiser Permanente, Los Angeles County Department of Public Health, LA Metro, and PIH Health. We also had financial, wellness, and end-of-life planning vendors such as New York Life, Pathways, Carmela Rose Wellness, and Artesia Cemetery District. As mentioned, we are extremely grateful for our volunteers. Volunteers assisted with check-in for attendees and vendors, serving refreshments, and traffic and screening line control. We had a total of 39 volunteers sign up, and all 39 volunteers showed up ready to go. This concludes my report. It is recommended that the Parks and Rec Commission review the information provided in this report, receive public comments, and receive and file this report. I'm available to answer any questions you may have.
I have a
Thank you
question.
for the report. Do we have any questions?
Yes, I do. Is this
No.
This is one of our, the Cerritos Center. Oh, I'm sorry. First, thank you for the question. This is an annual event that we have at the Cerritos Senior Center. And it's usually held the first Friday in October. Thank you for the question. We actually had about 20 more attendees this year than last year. Definitely. Thank you for the question. So not only do we market this event at the Cerritos Senior Center with flyers and larger posters, we also put it on social media and our Cerritos website. And I believe this year also was on the community newspaper as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, my mom attended, and she was really happy with it. And she says, "Thank you. Be sure to tell him thank you from me." So, thank you very much.
Definitely. Thank you.
Pat, anything?
No, I think the fact is that 85% of the folks were from Cerritos. That shows that people in this city are taking advantage of the services that you are providing. Thank you again. Just a comment.
I thought this year you guys did an excellent job. You guys had a lot more people doing stuff. That ultrasound was amazing. Everybody was really happy because I was there taking pictures. So I thought you guys did an excellent job. Nick and Melissa did really good with the vendors and everybody that they brought in. Thank you.
Thank you.
Public comments? I'd like to open it to public comments. We have one. Teddy Lloyd.
Good evening, Parks and Recreation Commission. I requested there's a comments for item 5, but somehow I never got able to submit it on your the iPad. And may I have an opportunity to speak for maybe 3-4 minutes?
I'm sorry.
Okay, so I requested public comments for item 5 on that iPad. For some reason, it never accepted, and then that's why I was sitting there and then waiting for a comment, but then you moved to item number 6. Would I be able to speak for just
Well, you put 7A here, right?
No, I did not.
Well, that's
I
what it's got on
usually-
the card.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to that. I kept pushing and then it won't go. And then I think if there's a card I can fill out.
We've got to continue, so if you have something on 7A,
No,
Okay.
but I'd like to make a public comment a little later, if that's okay with you all?
The comment can be made as long as it pertains to this agenda item.
No.
If it's a
because
general
it
public
was-
comment,
it was
then
a
it,
general comment. For some reason, I submitted, but the iPad just won't accept. And I thought maybe a card to fill out, but no card.
we can't, yeah, we can't be making exceptions. The last time I made an exception for you to sit there.
Okay, so how, in the future, what would that be possible? Because I try to submit a request, but it won't take it.
In the future, if it doesn't work, just go to one of the ladies here and ask them for the help,
Okay,
okay? I'm sorry.
okay, I'll maybe the next time then.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we'll close public comments. We are on,
Madam Chair, if I may, we do need a motion to receive and file this report.
okay,
I'd like to make a motion to receive and
I'll-
file the report.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Great.
So,
Motion carries. Thank you.
motion carries. Okay, so we are on 8A. Mr. Patel, do we have a report on this item?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Recreation Services Administrator Jill Toda will be providing an update on upcoming recreation services programs and events, followed by Community Services Supervisor Jesse Zavala with an update on senior center programs. Ms. Toda?
Thank you, Mr. Patel. Chairperson Prado, members of the commission, it is my pleasure to provide you with an update on Recreation Services Division programs coming up during the months of November and December. The first digital edition of the Community Services Program was emailed to the community on Thursday, October 23rd, 2025, to approximately 2,645 patrons. Patrons interested in receiving future editions of the Community Services Program can go to the city's website, cerritos.gov, and click on News Signups in the green search bar at the top of the page. Cerritos resident online and walk-in registration for all winter programs began at 10 a.m. on Saturday, November 1st. non-resident, online, and walk-in registration for winter classes will begin on Friday, November 7th at 10 a.m. On Saturday, November 8th, a youth basketball skills clinic will take place at Heritage Park from 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Recreation staff will teach participants fundamental skills such as dribbling, rebounding, and shooting. Teamwork, sportsmanship, and leadership will be emphasized. Cost is $10 for residents and $15 for non-residents. On Veterans Day, Tuesday, November 11th, the Cerritos Ironwood 9 Golf Course will be offering United States military veterans a 50% discount on their green fees. Veterans wishing to take advantage of this offer must present their Department of Defense Release from Active Duty Form, DD-214. Special holiday hours will be in effect during the Thanksgiving holiday. At the Cerritos Olympic Swim and Fitness Center, lap swim will be available from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m., and recreational swim will be available from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Wednesday, November 26th, and Friday, November 28th. On Wednesday, November 26th, the golf course will close at 2 p.m., and the community centers will close at 4 p.m. On Thanksgiving, Thursday, November 20, I have the wrong date. Thanksgiving is on the 27th. The swim center, golf course, and all park facilities will be closed. Starting November 24th through December 12th, children up to age 11 may email Santa their holiday wishes electronically through a special email address. Santa is very busy this time of year, so keep an eye out for the link on the Cerritos homepage, cerritos.gov. Children ages 4 to 9 are encouraged to participate in an annual North Pole Calling program. Parents may register their children to be placed on Santa's phone list. Santa and his elves will be busy calling youngsters beginning December 4th. Please call Heritage Park at 562-916-8570 for more information. Santa is coming to the Cerritos Center for the Performing Arts on Saturday, December 6th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Families are invited to enjoy an afternoon filled with magic. Activities will include crafts, games, live entertainment, and a photo opportunity with Santa. Light snacks and hot cocoa will be served while supplies last. The event is free, and remember to bring your camera. The Adaptive Families Holiday event will take place on Saturday, December 13th at Cerritos Park East. The event will offer holiday-themed activities, games, and dinner. Pre-registration is required for participants and each family member in attendance. The cost is $10 per person. A teen workshop, Developing Social Skills, is being offered on Saturday, December 13th from 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. at Heritage Park. The workshop is free for teens ages 13 to 18 and will help teens develop social skills such as making eye contact, how to start a conversation, and how to empathize with their peers. Learn more about all of these exciting programs in the Winter Community Services Program. You may also contact the Recreation Services Division at 562-916-1254 for more information. That concludes my report. My colleagues and I would be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you for the report. Commissioners, do you have any questions for Jill?
So this year we don't have Santa on wheels coming to all the neighborhood.
Thank you for the question, Commissioner. City Council has decided to do Santa Sleigh Day at the CCPA as an alternative to Santa's Holiday Float.
Okay, with no other business, would you guys like to anything?
We do have one follow-up report with Mr. Savala, please.
Thank you, Mr. Patel. Chairperson Prado and members of the commission, I'd like to report on upcoming programs held at the Cerritos Senior Center. The Senior Technology Workshop will be held on Thursdays from 3:30 to 4:30 p.m. This workshop is taught by student volunteers from Whitney High School. So if any seniors need any assistance with any technology items, we encourage them to stop by. Any questions from cell phones, laptops, iPads, they're more than welcome. If seniors prefer a more one-on-one assistance, we have a few dates coming up. Friday, November 21st, or Thursday, December 4th, from 1 to 3:30 p.m. Seniors will be able to have a more one-on-one assistance. This is free, but they must sign up in person or call us at 562-916-8550. Medicare One-on-One, join a representative from CR Partners to learn more about different coverages and the cost of Medicare. This will be held on Monday, November 10th from 11 a.m. to noon, and this class is free of charge. Protect their legacy. Protect parents' wishes, avoid family conflict, and ensure peace of mind when it matters most. Join a representative from United California Estate Services to learn more about protecting the family legacy. This class is free of charge, and it will be held on Wednesday, November 12th, from 10 to 11 a.m. Protecting personal information online. Join Independence at Home to learn essential strategies to protect your personal information online. This is held on Thursday, November 13th, from 10 to 11 a.m., and this is also free of charge. Our annual SPICE program, also known as Seniors Personally Involved in Children's Enrichment, returns this month. Our first workshop will be held on Wednesday, November 19th. Senior volunteers will be reading to Carver Elementary TK students. Included in our SPICE program is also a Pen Pal program. Volunteer opportunities are still available for this. We are seeking senior Pen Pals to assist with this portion. This will begin in January and continues to May. On Friday, May 1st of 2026, each senior Pen Pal must be available to attend our Pen Pal picnic from 11:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. This activity provides seniors with opportunity to share their vast life experience with youth and encourages children to write and improve their writing skills. If interested, please call 562-916-8550, and all seniors must be fingerprinted to participate. We'd like to remind the Commission, along with the community, that our upcoming closures at the Cerritos Senior Center will be closed next Tuesday, November 11th, in observance of Veterans Day, and will be closed on Thursday, November 27th, and Friday, November 28th, in observance of Thanksgiving. This concludes my report. I'm available for any questions.
I have a question. All these things that are going on with the senior center, we can follow this up through the Cerritos website, don't we?
Definitely. All this can be found on our senior services portion of our website, on PDF, on your desktop, or on your cell phone as well. Everything is digital.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
How did your trip go for the Getty this year?
Thank you for that question. This week we had a trip to the Getty. It was a sold-out excursion of 54 attendees. We received nothing but positive feedback.
Yeah, that's what I heard too.
Yeah.
Congratulations on that. People really loved that one.
Thank you. We're
Now,
still planning out our next few. But yeah, a lot of positive feedback. We're able to extend the attendance.
Uh-huh.
We did get a larger bus for the same price. So that was great that our vendors were able to offer that for our community.
Is anything coming up for December, or when's our next trip?
Our next one, we're looking into January or February. We're still finalizing that at the moment, but at our next commission meeting, I will have more details.
Yeah, you guys are doing an excellent job on that. The people are really happy with those.
Thank you.
Thank you for your report.
Thank you.
Mr. Patel, do we have anything else?
The next item would be 8B, reports from Parks and Recreation Commission members.
Okay, I'll start. I went to the coaches appreciation that we had in September. It was fun. It was good. Jose, Kathy, and I were all there, and it was, as usual, it was really a lot of fun. Anybody else?
Yes, I do agree with the my colleague Kathy and Madam Chair. We just had a ball, and we're looking forward to that next year, hopefully anyway. Another thing that I'd like to report is I did attend, my wife and I attended the Halloween festival last week. And I was surprised there were still a lot of attendees, considering the fact that it tied in with the World Series. You would think that maybe that may have an effect, but no. The kids were there and the parents were there, and they were just having a lot of fun.
Yeah, I had a really good time at the coaches volunteer recognition event. That was really nice. The food was really great, and it was great to see the crowd and everybody really engaged. I also just want to thank to the opportunity to attend. I did go to a concert at the CCPA, the I Love the '90s concert, and so I really appreciate the diversity of acts, and really just it was a really fun time being at that concert. I wanted to make a comment about just an observation that I had recently. So driving around the city, I've noticed a lot of unused fields, particularly sports fields. And so one of the things that I wanted to mention just as a parent is that I, as a parent, I have children that play high level travel sports. And they've been doing so for several years. And it's really unfortunate to me that I have consistently had to drive 30 plus minutes in order for my children to find a travel team to participate in. And that's in multiple sports. That's in basketball, that's in soccer, and in baseball. And so I know we can't take any action now or anything, but I would like to bring up for a future meeting, if it's possible, to agendize a discussion around a reevaluation of residency requirements for field allocation and just how we allocate fields for other entities to use. Not that the rec staff is doing an amazing job, and I do think that the rec staff and the programs that we do, the sports programs that we do, should take priority on our fields. But the reality is that there's also a lot of fields and a lot of time that they're not being used. And so to me, in my opinion, I feel like there's the potential that the city could be missing out on revenue opportunities because of, the travel sports landscape has changed a lot. For example, opening up the fields for things like tournaments, right? And so, as a travel sport parent, like I spend a lot of time in other cities because my kids practice there, because my kids go to tournaments there. I spend money in those cities. I eat at the restaurants there because I'm there for hours on end. And to me, I feel like Cerritos might be missing out on that opportunity if we were to open up our fields a little bit differently. So is that possible to maybe bring that up at the next meeting to maybe recommend that the commission, sorry, I'm trying to get it straight, recommend that the commission ask council to work with staff on a reevaluation process?
That is possible to agendize with a consensus from the commission, but I do want to address some of the points that you did bring up. So the primary use for the fields in Cerritos are for residents and for resident teams and organizations. As a resident, if you are a part of an outside organization, such as a travel team, a resident can reserve, let's say, a practice for that team. So you're not excluded as long as the resident is reserving that field. And also depends on the field. And Ms. Toda can add more clarification for that. But in general, a resident can reserve a field for an outside organization as long as they're part of that organization, and it's for a practice. It wouldn't be for a game or a tournament. Tournaments, we do get requests for tournaments, and we evaluate those requests as they come in, and typically requires insurance, and obviously would depend on field availability. So there are opportunities to host some of those practices and tournaments, but again, the primary use for our fields is that we want the residents to have access to it, in addition to city programs and Cerritos-based sports teams.
Absolutely. So why not games?
Games are, thank you for the question, but games are a little bit different because they involve referees, scorekeepers. It's more of an official act. So that would require a request more from the league rather than from a team. So a team can't come in and say, we like to schedule a game for whatever league that they're a part of. The league would have to come to us and say, we want to reserve fields for whatever games or tournaments. And again, we would look at our schedule and our other user groups that are Cerritos based, which get priority, and then we would be able to make that determination.
As far as what Kathy is saying, I know because I know we need the residency and so forth, what you guys want. I've always said that Cerritos is part of the ABC school district, and we have a lot of ABC school districts, you know, different areas. And I think that we should allow ABC school kids to be added to our residency in order to be able to use some of the fields. That's just my opinion. I think that it doesn't just help the city, but it helps also to strengthen the commitment also to the schools, because when the kids go to high school or whatever, you know, they're all together. And if we have something where they could come play and be included in Cerritos, because we're the ones that have a lot of the fields, I think it should be included in there. Not just a residency, but also be allowed to use ABC school district kids as part of the allocation process.
Yeah, I agree with Commissioner De Leon and Prado. I think a reevaluation should be made. I also drive around and I also see empty fields all the time. And I think that also the percentage, I think that was made a long time ago. I think we just got to reevaluate the policies to get more kids out. I think the reason why the parks were made in the first place, and I remember when Diane Needham, the mayor, was part of putting the Cerritos Sports Complex together, and she was a big advocate on getting kids to play on the fields. And I'm seeing less and less of that. And I think if we open it up, like you said, to the ABC school district or to local communities, I think that it'll be worth it in the long run.
I think this will also give us some extra revenue to the coffer as such. So I think this is something that the staff, in conjunction with the, mayor and his team, will have to make a decision and then come back to us. I guess that's probably the next step. But I think that's a very good point Kathy brought up.
So essentially, thank you for all the comments, commissioners. As far as if I can comment on the ABC Unified School District schools, teams themselves, we have a joint use agreement with the ABC Unified School District where they have access to our fields, whether it not just be soccer fields, basketball courts, sand volleyball courts. So that agreement is already in place. And they do have access during school hours, typically from 2 to 5, at those fields that are listed in the joint use agreement. So the school district or any school within ABC are not precluded from accessing those fields that are listed in the joint use agreement.
I think you didn't understand what we were trying to say. You know, let's say like Alex's club, when they were here in Cerritos, they didn't have the 25% or 50%, whatever it was. Okay. And what we're saying is there were kids that attended ABC school districts that live in Hawaiian Gardens, in Lakewood, and Norwalk. We're asking for those kids to be included in the residency to be able to make that 25 or 50%. Am I correct?
Correct.
Or, do we revisit that percentage requirement or lower it or change it to bring it more aligned with like modern times, right? I think about cities like Irvine, right? And, there's a ton of travel teams that access their fields. And I know that there's consideration around, damage to the fields, like, the maintenance costs and all those things. And, they have procedures in place to really protect those fields. Those fields are great, right? And, they're very strict about like a drop of rain, no practices. And I think that there are procedures that can be put in place that would find a balance between field maintenance and costs versus, we could still increase use, but find that balance, right? So for me, I just, like, I don't know how much longer my kids are going to be playing travel sports. I would love for my own kids to be able to play for a club that was actually based in the city of Cerritos. And we have a lot of high level athletes that come out of this city, and I guarantee all of them travel 30 plus minutes away from the city in order to train with their teams. And to me, that's a missed opportunity, right? And when you're talking about tournaments, I mean, you're talking like hundreds of teams that each pay anywhere from $800 to $1,000+ to participate in those tournaments. That's missed revenue, in my opinion, that the city could be, gaining from, really reevaluating how we use those fields. So I just like to put that out there. I don't know what the next steps would be in terms of how the commission would take action on that. Would that be for the next meeting, or how would that work?
Thank you for the comments, commissioners. I do want to address, and I can allow Ms. Toda to talk about. So this similar item came to City Council recently, where they adjusted the user group classifications, and they added a new user group classification called the G group. So there are A and B groups, which have the thresholds that you have mentioned previously. And then they created the G group, which has a very low threshold to allow the groups that you are already kind of describing. So that mechanism has already gone and been approved by City Council. And Jill, if you want to elaborate on the G group, if you can.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Patel. So a few years ago, as Mr. Patel mentioned, we did have that issue with one of our user groups that did not meet the minimum 25% Cerritos residency. And so we did take it to council, and they did approve a G group classification, which is if your group did not qualify for the minimum, which was either 25% Cerritos residents, or to be a B group classification, or an A group, which was 51% Cerritos residents. Then we created a G group classification specifically for only athletic groups. And then what that consisted of is I think you had to have a minimum of 25 members in your organization. You had to go through the community organization process. And then we would base field allocation off of the number of residents you had. We do an entitlement process where we entitle fields to Cerritos based on the number of Cerritos residents that you have in your organization, hours per week. And after we allocate fields to every organization that's approved, then we allocate fields to the G groups. So whatever fields are left over, we give our residents priority first, and then we allocate fields to those G groups. Those G groups, if they're only entitled to like 6 hours a week, 4 hours a week, whatever that number is based on their residency numbers, they have to pay for every hour that they are entitled to. Whether you would like to play games or practice, that is up to your organization. We're not telling you how to spend those hours. That's completely up to you. So we just haven't had any groups go through that process and actually become a G group since we've, I guess, approved that process.
So how are we evaluating the A and B groups that are given the allocations, that they're actually using those facilities and those times that we're allocating to them?
Yes.
'Cause I feel like some are abusing because it is cheap to rent the fields. If you are an A or B, it's practically nothing. I think it's $15 an hour or something. And so I feel like a lot of these A and B groups are holding on to spaces, not using it all. And I just want to make sure that the staff is actually evaluating and taking notes. Like, okay, they're not here on Tuesday, Thursdays. You know what? And then when you come back to reevaluate, when they come back to do their allocations and ask for these certain days, they can get called out on it and say, hey, we're going to be watching you. We'll give it to you again, but we're going to be watching you. If you don't use these hours and these days, we're going to open it up to other people.
Yes, we do go out. We do have their practice schedules, and we will check to see which teams are out there and which teams aren't. But also, if there's no other groups that are competing with them for fields, they're able, depending on like the age of the kids, right? We allow, like for soccer, we allow 3 teams to practice on any given field space at a time. So depending on the age of the kids, right, with softball, they're able to rotate like teams on the dirt versus teams in the outfield as long as they're practicing safely. We allow them, we don't tell them, you know, this age group has to practice at this time or these teams can practice here. So we will then go out and check to make sure that those specific groups are out there on the fields. We tell them like there has to be a Cerritos team, that when they're playing games, it has to be a Cerritos team on the fields. They provide us with their game schedules. So we do go out there and check that. And I ask them that if they're not using the fields on those weekends, to please let me know. I do remove those from their permits, and I do check those periodically to make sure the staff at the sports complex are going out there to make sure that they are practicing. And if they're not, we do turn off the lights. You know, we make sure that we are doing that to ensure that they're not using it. And if they're asking for more, then I am asking those questions. Like, you don't have as many residents this year. You don't have as much time. Do you really need all of this field space? So we are doing those things to ensure that we're not over allocating. And a lot of it is pretty status quo from year to year. Their numbers aren't fluctuating, you know, too much. But we also haven't had any new groups come in to where we've had to change that either.
If I may, Madam Chair, I think we should probably agendize this item if that's what the commission wishes, because we are kind of getting in a little bit into the details here, and it's not an agenda item. So if it's the commission's consensus, we essentially, because you guys are advisory in nature, there is no policies that can be changed by the commission. It's really just advisory. So it could be a future agenda item where we seek permission from the council to either, if your recommendation is to try to change a policy, but if you're just looking to get background information on the allocation process, that certainly can be an item that's agendized if it's a consensus with the commission.
Okay, should we put it for a vote?
Yeah.
Okay,
I motion to move.
I second.
And can we be, yes,
To restate the motion or something. Otherwise, yeah.
Okay, so do
Okay.
it.
So I do think it's a couple of things, right? Oh, sorry. I do think it's a couple of things. So there is the informational aspect of it, right? I would like to know more about the field allocation process and maybe how many teams are actually going through that process right now and, you know, what that looks like, right? So that, just so that I have an understanding, but also, you know, and then also based on that, you know, the ability to, you know, as a commission, what action can we take to say like, hey, city council, can you all consider working with staff to go through this process of possibly, you know, if it makes sense to possibly reevaluating the current policies. I know I completely understand that we can't do that. So again, what would that look like? Would that look like an informational report and then we would discuss and then possibly make a motion?
Thank you, Commissioner. Yes, correct. It would be an agendized item that revolves around the field allocation process. We can give you background information on that. And then in the recommendation, you guys can have an open discussion, and based on whatever recommendation that you guys have, it possibly would have to go to council to get approval before you guys can seek more, I guess, more information or any kind of policy changes. It would have to go to the council to approve that. One, either they could advise on it, or they could return it back to the commission for you guys to further discuss or provide any recommendations.
So could it be something like revisiting the existing procedure for field allocation in an effort to accommodate more teams, something to that effect?
Or more organizations?
For more organizations?
If I'm understanding what you guys are looking for, it sounds like the motion may be something as an informational review of the field allocation process, just in general. So we'll give you a complete background of those teams that you're interested in and how they go about the approval process. And then based on that information, then you guys can, have a discussion on it.
And also possibly allow the ABC School District kids to be included in the residency allocation process, I think.
I think Samir did mention that they are part of that, right? The ABC school district.
But they use it for their own program.
For their own programs.
Oh, for their own programs.
Not
Got
after
it.
school programs. For
Between two.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay, so I think I got it. So I would like to make a motion that at the next commission meeting that an informational report is presented on the field allocation process and the teams that are currently going that are allocated fields, and then with a discussion to follow. Does that make sense?
It does. I would recommend, I don't know if it would be able to get to the commission at the next meeting, only because we have Thanksgiving holidays,
Oh, I understand.
Veterans Day, and we do want to have some time to really research and provide you with the correct details. So I would leave it as a future agenda item, and then we will get it on the agenda as soon as possible.
Okay.
Okay.
I think that's fair. Yeah.
Okay. So a motion for an informational report on the field allocation process and the teams that are currently going through that at a near future commission meeting. That's the motion. I move.
I second it. So vote.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Great, motion carries. Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else?
I think we were on the commissioner's reports.
Yeah, I'm done.
You're done? Okay, so commissioners, we're closed on that. But before we leave, I'd like to let everybody know.
No, I did not. I did not say anything.
He wasn't done.
Oh, you weren't done?
No.
You got to speak up.
I did.
Whoa.
What do you think I did?
Let's go.
Okay, so yes, I did attend the Halloween thing on October 31st, and I must say that I did talk to a few food trucks. They all made money. They were happy, so that's good news. And I think this year the event was well spaced out. You know, it kind of didn't look crowded. Although there were a lot of people, but the way the whole thing was organized by the staff was fantastic, right? I was looking for you, but they told me that you had,
Yeah,
and you were looking for me.
I did. I was
Yeah.
asking who was there.
Right. And then also a couple of weeks ago, there was by the city, led by the mayor, Frank Yokoyama, there was the Diwali Hindu Heritage Award ceremony, along with the Filipino American Heritage Month, which I had attended, and there was a lot of people here. You know, this whole place was full. That was a very good event, and that's all I have to report.
Anybody else? You're done? Okay, so I guess we're done. Mr. Patel, anything else? Nope. Okay, so I'd like to bring up some events that are coming up. On November 11th, we have the Veterans Ceremony going on. I hope to see some of you attending. This is a very good event. I've been going there for the last 4 years. And then we have the Christmas lighting ceremony. There's games. There's Santa's going to be there, so you can take your kids, take pictures, grandkids. Any kid you see out there, bring them out, have a good time. And then we got the Santa Sleigh Day at the CCPA. Now this one is totally new. It's taking over. Santa is not visiting the neighborhoods anymore. So on December 6th, 11 to 2, we're going to the CCPA. Santa's going to be there early. So please attend. That's all we got today, guys. Closed.